All right, we got it. Okay, welcome everybody to the March meeting, the Stars Amateur Radio Club. Hope everybody's doing okay today. So we're going to get right into it here. So I'm going to bring up my screen here, Barry. And right here, right there. Let's see, we need to go to the top. There we are. So yes, it is in fact March already. So hope everybody's percolating along like they should. So we'll get right into the financials here. As you can see, we've got some money. That's always a good thing. We're down there at the bottom, the net year to date, we're down. So it shows here because we spent money on repeaters. So that's to be expected. So you can see what we've got in the operating account there, 10,562. Savings is 10,474. PayPal 1414. Insurance is 13,920. Convention fund is 4212 for a grand total of $40,582 and no pennies. 34.99 is the monthly. Then Amazon didn't get anything out of that this month. That's okay. 2603 for that there. PayPal was 16 for 2619. So, Mr. Bill, do you have anything you want to add to this?
Yeah, sure. I think last meeting, somebody asked about the Amazon, and I said, well, it probably comes in the second month of the quarter. Actually, it came in the third month of the quarter, so it'll show up next month. It's about $50 quarterly. I think it was a little bit more than that, but quarterly, and so they're doing it in the third month of the quarter of this year. Other than that, we're in pretty good shape. I think we're going to be looking at what, 2 repeaters more this year.
Yeah.
Well, we still got 4 we haven't installed because of, the mountaintops are still muddy and hard to get up to them, and many of them have snow on them. Yeah, but that's about it. Questions, anyone? Oh, then I'll go back to my crossword puzzle. All right.
Okay.
I'll be here. See you in a few
Thank you,
minutes.
Bill. Appreciate it. Okay, so membership stats are right here. So this numbers are as of Thursday evening, so it might be some slight change from then till this morning. I actually got ahead of myself this month, so I'm actually kind of proud of myself. So if we have any new members, speak up, and welcome to the club and welcome to the meeting.
So if we have any new members or guests for that matter, maybe new members, just open your mic and say hi.
I think I'm a new member, Richard from Carson City.
What's your call, Richard?
K6 Yankee Victor Lima.
Okay, welcome.
I'm a
Thanks.
new member,
Welcome. Okay, who else?
Mark Moser,
Okay, what's your call, Mark?
KK7 DTO,
Okay, welcome. Where are you located?
and out here in Spanish Springs next to the Red Hawk Golf Course.
Okay,
All right.
great. Welcome, Mark. Do we have a couple more new ones?
I'm here. I'm Daryl Mansfield. Yep.
Daryl, what's your call sign?
It's KK7DTP for now.
Okay, great. Thanks.
I can figure out how to unmute this thing. This is Ken Wolf. Just joining us the first time. I just moved to Vegas, from Vegas to Reno.
Okay, Ken, this is Barry. Welcome, Ken. And what's your call again? KD1 something?
It's KD1 KDW.
Okay, welcome. And Joe, how about Klein? How about you?
I'm a guest setting in KC7AXG. I was interested in the Soda Poda conversation, but hope I can enjoy the rest of it.
Great. Good to have you. Anybody else? Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Mike, NS1TA. I've been a member for a few months here, but have never attended a meeting. So this is my first time, and really good to hear that we're going to be talking about summits on the air, because that's one of my passions of the hobby. So just wanted to say hi.
Wonderful. Thanks, Mike. Nice to meet you. Anybody else before we continue?
My name's Steve Tillman. I don't know, am I coming through okay?
You are Steve.
Yeah, my-
KK7DTW. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was with that group 2 or 3 weeks ago that took the technician test. So joining SNARS here and looking forward to a good membership.
Great. Thanks so much. And where are you located?
I'm in Southwest Reno.
Okay, great. Welcome to all our new members and those who just got their licenses and moved in the area, and some guests. Thank you so much, everyone. Back to you, John.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to the club, and hope you have a fun time with it. Let's see here. Any questions about the membership stats here from anybody? Okay. So club business. We put out a survey about going back to in-person meetings. And let's see if I don't think I can open this up. I can't open that up, but anybody should be able to see that individually, I think. So we've been working with the Ramada Inn here in town. We've been working with the Ramada Inn here, trying to come to an agreement. And so we're working the numbers and attempting to get it to where we can work with them. They're still finishing a renovation of the hotel. It is pretty nice now. I've never been in the place before. A couple of weeks ago, I understand it was kind of run down, but it looks pretty nice now. And they're finishing their renovation this month, and we would most likely be their first event on April 2nd if it all comes together. And it's going to cost us a little bit more money going forward. It looks like we had kind of a sweetheart deal out at Boomtown, but those are probably in the past. So we're kind of looking at doing a quarterly meeting to get started and see where that takes us. And at some point, we'd love to be able to get back to a normal monthly meeting, and we'll just see how it goes. So if any of you haven't filled out your survey yet, please do so. So we have some numbers to work with when we go back and talk to the hotel. And
I want to add one thing to that. There are two things to that. One of them is as many of you know, because of the pandemic and things changing, there's additional costs. There's costs for SNARS. There's the whole meeting room thing. So it's been a quagmire, but we are working on it. Second of all, look, I've had a couple of questions recently about what about the recordings. The plan, assuming we get to an in-person meeting on a semi-regular basis, would be to still be able to simulcast them on Zoom for those that don't want to come or can't come because they're not in the area, and record it. So that's the idea behind it. So just to mention that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Zoom is very handy, obviously, for the people who are not in the area, and for those who, for whatever reason, would not be attending a meeting in person, they can still participate. So I really like that idea. We'll be able to do that going forward, hopefully. So anyway, that's 2 cents on that. And just stay tuned, and we'll have more information. We'll put it out when it happens. We're really working to try to get in there next month, and hopefully it works. But if it doesn't, then we'll just continue our search and just have to go from there. So has anybody got any questions about that subject?
Could we do like a quarterly Zoom? I'd rather a monthly Zoom in months when we don't have a quarterly meeting, and that way we can keep the technical presentations going and the comradeship.
We would do that. In the interim months between the actual meetings, we would still conduct a Zoom meeting like we're doing right now. Absolutely. Yep. Anybody else?
W7VD.
Yes, sir.
What's the approximate cost you're looking at so far?
So it kind of depends on whether we need 1 or 2 rooms. And that's one of the reasons we put the survey out to see what the temperature is on the number of attendees. So we're looking at between $375 and somewhere in the $500 range, depending on how much space we need from the hotel. The breakfasts are going to be a little higher too, as everything is. We're looking for what was equivalent to what we've been doing at Boomtown. It's going to be about $16 a head now. So basic hot meals, eggs, bacon, or sausage, potatoes, whatever. Then the continental sides, fruit and snacks and coffee and juice and stuff like that. So going forward, that's it. And that's kind of in line with some of the other quotes that we got from other venues that we ended up not being able to make a deal with. So it looks like that's about the going rate right now. As some of you may know, some of you don't know, we were in 2019. It was $12 a head out at Boomtown, but that's been 3 years ago now. So things changed. It is what it is.
There's another piece. There's another piece too, and that was back then we didn't pay for the room, and now there's a significant room charge. So it's a whole quagmire.
Well, all I got to say, guys, all I got to say is thank you for all the hard work and trying to get this done so we can get back in person.
We're working on it. Yeah, it's hard to swallow the room fees. We were spoiled before with not having to pay that, and they were just giving us the room out at Boomtown, and taking the profit from the breakfast. And but everybody's looking for revenue now, so everybody's coming out of this thing and needing to generate revenue. So who knows when we'll ever get another sweetheart deal again? But we got to get back to the meetings at some point, and we're doing the best we can. So I appreciate the support. Okay, let's see here. Anybody else got any other comments?
Just real quickly, W7XM.
Sure, Tony.
Yeah, if anybody wants, we actually have kind of like an RFP or kind of a requirements in terms of the room that we're looking for meetings. If anybody has ideas, I can send a copy of that to whomever if you're out soliciting anybody. It kind of just spells out, the typical things that we've done in the past, and has meeting space requirements, and then, the request response when, submitting back to the board. So that way we have something to look at price wise and any other criteria within that. And then the survey link is also in the chat. So you guys can click on that for those that did not fill that out. Hopefully we'll keep that open for the next week, maybe. So, if you guys can fill it out, and it's just really meant to kind of gauge where we're at. Questions such as, are meals really a priority for the meetings, or is it more or less getting together, having presentations, and then maybe, there could be a possibility of, maybe light type, food or drinks or something like that if we don't really need to do a full meal. So your guys' responses are important to kind of help shape that, because that will help us with going after facilities where we want to go. If for whatever reason the Ramada doesn't work out all that great, or if there's other opportunities. So plus there's also kind of the preference of location that seems to be always a kind of an issue as well too, in terms of where it's at in the valley. Anyways, that's the comments I had.
Okay, thanks, Tony. Yeah, I didn't mention, for those of you who don't know, the Ramada Inn is just off of Highway 80 and Wells Avenue. So it's reasonably well centrally located, certainly as compared to Boomtown was. Boomtown was good for some and bad for some others. location wise. And so that's hopefully make it easier for some of those people who are coming from out of the area to make it to the meeting. And one more thing we talked about, I think we're going to do this, is we're going to kick breakfast off at 8 o'clock instead of 7. So everything will be set back an hour, and that'll make it easier for the people coming from out of the area as well to make it into the meeting. So that's all I've got on it. So I think we will move on to the next slide here, and that is to brag on Hammond Hi-Fi, our local used ham radio outfit. Don Sherman, club member, help us out. He works down there checking out the gear and stuff like that. And so they have an open house about twice a month. So feel free to go down and support those guys. Get on their website and check it out. So that's all I've got. Anybody else got anything?
N7ROJ. Isn't there also an antenna store in town somewhere?
I keep hearing about it. Yeah, at some point, I guess Chameleon Antenna is going to have their own little slide here. So thanks, John. I wasn't going to say anything because it wasn't up yet, but and I manage Chameleon Antenna here, and we build portable HF antennas. I'm not here to toot our horn that much, but we are in the same building as Hammond Hi-Fi. And so we've been in business about 12 or 13 years now. So, so if anybody needs an antenna that's easy to put up and easy to take down, then come check us out. We have a website, chameleonantenna.com. So, and most of the big dealers sell our stuff. So thanks for letting the cat out of the bag there, John. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And John, if anyone doesn't realize it, Mr. Miller has quite the internet sensation video up as well.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes. Yes. I'll be signing autographs after the meeting. Okay. Virtually, of course. Okay. Thanks
John,
again.
John,
Yeah. Hello.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Or just a comment.
Okay.
When he's talking about the room, et cetera. Now I know, hopefully they're going to give us a room for an average, because the first meeting we're going to be crowded. We're going to need 2 rooms, I'm sure, because everybody's all pent up. All these things that's been pent up over the past few years.
Mhm.
So it's going to be, but it might dwindle off. And I guess is that going to be like a monthly thing every time we go in?
Well, the way we're currently structuring it, it's going to be a quarterly meeting.
Yeah,
Until we know better. Okay, if it falls off to 10 or 15 people, which I think is a very low number, then we're probably not going to do that. But we've always had monthly meetings, and that's what we want to get back to. But if it's going to cost us, in the $400 to $500 range every time we do this, we need to evaluate whether we want to spend that money that frequently.
Right.
Okay.
And I'll just add really quickly too is, one of the survey questions we're asking is, since you guys are all kind of used to pre-registering for the meetings every month right now, we might kind of do the same thing for the in-person, so we can get head count, so we can determine what those space requirements going to be for each month, especially, if we're going to be charged, a couple $100 to $500 each, time we use the facilities. We just want to make sure we got accurate counts, or at least pretty close. Especially if we're going to do meals as well on top of that. So that's the kind of the basis for that question in there that you guys will see in the survey, just because of these issues right now.
Very good. That's correct. So one of the things that I'm concerned about is signing up for 2 rooms and then not needing the second room. Because we get charged for it whether we use it or not. So, and then the other fear is having too much for one room, but only needing 2 tables in the second room. Okay, and that's one of the things we're trying to get the hotel kind of pinned in the corner, that they give us kind of a flat rate for being there that weekend, whether it's 1 or 2 rooms. That's really where I want to push that, and that way we don't have to worry about having a one room that's full, or one section of a room that's full, and then having 2 tables in the next side. So that really doesn't makes sense to us. And hopefully, if we get past the first meeting or two and show them that we can generate revenue for them, then they might be more interested in working with us on a long-term basis. That's really what I'm trying to do here is get them to realize that we can be a big benefit to them. So anyway, that's where we're at. And when we get the results from the survey, then we'll have a lot more information to go forward with. And I appreciate everybody for filling it out. Okay, so that's going to kind of cover the business section here. So Barry, of course, helps run the Zoom for us. Everybody give Barry a thumbs up, please, for his efforts. Thanks a lot, Barry, for doing this. Okay, so presentation, only 2 minutes behind, so we're doing all right there. Woody, K1LB is here today. So Barry, when you're ready, you can close this meeting out and open up the presentation if you like. I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay, thanks so much. So this completes the recording for the first section, which is the business meeting for March 5th, 2022 for SNARS.